Man, do I love the internet. I mean, for many reasons. One, because it's helped the podcast immensely. Because it's a fountain of information. It reminds me of things I forgot, really, to be honest with you. And more importantly, it reiterates my theory of bitter performers in their old age now complaining about life. Ronnie Barnes, or you guys know him as Ronnie Garvin, the rugged one. The rugged one. I mean, pretty famous in Mid Atlantic. He won the championship there a couple times. He won the tag championships a couple times. He was trained by two guys who love a reach around, Terry Garvin and the great Pat Patterson. But the one thing that bothers me is that you were world heavyweight champion. You were world heavyweight champion. You weren't bad in the ring, Ronnie Garvin. You weren't a terrible performer. You were average at best. Maybe a better tag team wrestler, U.S. tag. You were a U.S. tag team champion too. So besides being Jimmy Garvin's stepson, you were world heavyweight champion. That's something to hang your hat on. That world heavyweight championship probably got you your spot in the WWF. With your feud with Greg Valentine, you guys fought over a shin guard. You remember that? You know why you had that title? You had the title, I'm sorry, Ronnie Garvin? Because of him. You want to know why most of the NWA in the Crockett promotion had their success in the mid-'80s to early 90s? In terms of production, in terms of television, in terms of even the book? That guy. Yeah. The guy you just called super overrated in your last interview. The guy you said doesn't deserve the credit. The guy who booked you as the heavyweight champion of the world. The guy that made you beat Ric Flair. You, of all people. Not Luger, who probably deserved it, and I fucking hate Lex Luger. Okay? Not Sting, because it wasn't Sting's time yet, allegedly. Right? He had to wait a couple of more years for that. Not Barry Windham, who probably was the best performer at that time in the Fed. No, not none of those guys. Not Eddie Gilbert. Not who else could we throw in that category? Arn Anderson, Tully Blanchard, Nikita Koloff. Not Magnum TA because he was wrecked. But you, and who did it? This guy. The American Dream, Dusty Rhodes, the son of a plumber. The 3-time heavyweight champion of the world. The inventor of Starrcade. The Great American Bash. The War Games, if you will. They named the finish of a match after him. The man wrestled Broadways with Harley Race and Ric Flair at almost 400 pounds. He wrestled an hour a night for days at a time against two of the best wrestlers on the planet at that time. Trend-setting on every continent he went to, including Japan. Took a pay cut, went up to fucking North, came over here to Vince, and danced in polka dots just because he could. He was a mentor to Triple H, who now has the best brand in WWE. And who mentored those kids? He raised 2 successful sons who wrestle. One runs a wrestling company with his friends because of him. You can't get any better than him in terms of charisma, character, and more importantly, stuff that you don't have, Ronnie Garvin. Common sense. Is it your Canadian background? Were you abused when you were trained in the ring by Terry Garvin? Did Pat Patterson come on to you? I like Pat Patterson. Pat Patterson, he probably had, well, he had a boyfriend, so he had better taste than you. Okay, you weren't that good, Ronnie Garvin. You weren't that good. That's my point today. Try not to use a lot of foul language because kids watch these YouTube videos now. Okay? But you're a piece of trash. And I'm going to tear you up tonight on a podcast, but you know what? I had to get this off my chest because you're messing with the man. Okay? And he wasn't the greatest wrestler of all time. No, he wasn't. Wasn't the best physically fit. He had a thing on his belly, for Christ's sake. But the man rolled in charisma. He was the first to have the machismo way before Scott Hall did. He toured the world with David Allan Cole and Willie Nelson and all those country cats. He was an advocate for Mountain Dew. He was an anti-advocate. Because he liked mellow yellow, if you will. I correct myself. I'm doing this from memory because Ronnie Garvin pissed me off again. Ronnie Garvin. I still can't. I remember the day you won the title, and I had to read about it in the newspaper, and I'm at my kitchen table as a 12-year-old going, what? They made Ronnie Garvin the world champion? And not Nikita Koloff? Not Lex Luger? Not Sting? They made you the world champion. Not Michael Hayes? Eddie Gilbert? No. None of those. Ricky Morton? No, not Ricky. No. You, Ronnie Garvin, you 75-year-old geriatric Canuck, you piece of shit, you ungrateful fuck, the guy who booked you as world champion, now you call him overrated when he's dead, when you couldn't say it to his face. This is the second time you've said something in public post-death. You're a fucking fraud, Ronnie Garvin. Your finishing move was trash. Your accent was trash. When you turned on Dusty with Gary Hart and you got the money. Dusty Rhodes! I needed the money, Dusty Rhodes. 50 grand, Dusty Rhodes. What I would do for 50 grand, he puts the fist up. Man, your fist ain't shit. My 8-year-old nephew can knock you out quicker than anybody that I know of. You piece of trash. Besmirched the good name of the American Dream, the 3-time heavyweight champion of the world, the Bull of the Woods. He even sold out Madison Square Garden 3 times. Did you do that, Ronnie Garvin? No, you wrestled the curtain jerker a couple of years later against Greg Valentine. You guys fought over a shin guard. Remember that? It was your awful move against his figure 4 with a fucking soccer shin guard that Jimmy Hart had airbrushed because he couldn't figure out anything else for you. Because Greg Valentine had to carry you through that feud. You're trash. You were even allowed in War Games. Dusty put you in the War Games. He put you in the Tower of Doom. But you're still ungrateful. Shut up. You're 75 years old. You have a name in history. You were the world champion. You could put it on t-shirts. You could sign it at autograph sessions. With little 8x10s, Ronnie Garvin, world champion. You can live off that. Why haven't you? Oh, I know why. Because you're trash. And you suck. So, I'll get into it more tonight on the podcast, why you suck. We'll break down your very illustrious career. Quote unquote. But, where I'm from, you don't bite the hand that feeds you. Where I'm from, you don't talk shit about the people who took you in and took care of you. Where I'm from, you do the right thing by the people who took care of you. You don't do the right thing. So you are our fuck you wrestler of the week, Ronnie Garvin. And for that, you're trash. You guys have a good rest of your day. See you tonight.